All right, good afternoon. So I'm doing this video just basically to do it, I guess. I want to sit here and explain something very quick and succinctly. I am not a huge fan of social media. Like Isaiah Bragg, the entertainer, and Isaiah Bragg, the person, are pretty much the same in most aspects of our life, clearly. And yes, I said our. So usually with me, what you see is what you get, pretty much. So the entertainer portion of it is still not very much different from the actual human being when they're not, making music, writing lyrics, writing rhymes, things of that nature. And for me, I'm a very introverted person. I've tried, relatively speaking, to be a little more open to people, a little more open to spending time with people. I've flirted with the idea of going out and being more in the public eye, just to kind of, be more social. And ultimately for me, it just doesn't do anything for me. So instead of me trying to fight it, or instead of me trying to act like it's something else, I just accept it for what it is. Now, I do know how to be cordial. I do know how to be social. I do know how to be a people person. And there are certain public events that, if you get bigger, more recognizable, you get more involved, more progress in the business of making music and getting more out there as far as working with other people and things. I understand that certain public events and certain showing up to certain stuff would be necessary, just as part of the quote unquote job. But like going out to the club to go out to the club, not my thing. Just not interested. Going out to different events just to be seen, being involved in drama on a negative side of things, and it's just not me. So with all those things said, there's the aspect of social media that I understand at this point in my career, or at this point in my creativity and my music making and trying to get further out there. There are certain aspects of it I know I need to be involved in because it helps with visibility and with being able to share the things I work on. But overall, like the people who are like content creators, that's more their thing. I've tried to do that at different points in having my YouTube page, even with Instagram and Twitter and, like I said, social media. You post a little bit and then I stop for a little bit and then post a little bit. My YouTube is pretty much the same way. I haven't posted for YouTube like this in probably 6-7 years. And this is essentially why I get drained from posting, because that's not my thing. But I understand there's certain aspects of it I need to do and should be better about. So ultimately, what I'm going to try to do going forward is I'm going to try to keep myself to a schedule of being more, let's just say this is more of a compromise. I'm not a person that plans on posting irrelevant content. I'm not a person who, and when I say irrelevant, I mean irrelevant to me and the point of the page. You won't, at least not to my knowledge, I'm not going to be posting a lot of reactions to what's going on in the world, not a whole lot of reactions to other people's videos or, news or things of that nature. I really just want to focus more on my creativity and sharing that. So if I'm, making a beat and I want to post it, or if I have thoughts on, like I said, the process of making music or things that I go through in business, trying to grow and things of that nature, then I'll, consider things of that nature, posting stuff like that, sure. But when it comes to just like consistently posting, daily or, every, so many days. So I post basically true to the nature of who I am as a person. And that reality of things is pretty much, whenever I make something that I feel good about, that's when I post. And it also becomes one of those deals where it's like content creation kind of feels like a job. And so yeah, so that's the goal. That's going to be the aim. We're going to do our best to try to make sure we get that accomplished, or at least attempted, like a serious attempt with it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I operate and work as it pertains to content creation, posting, things of that nature. I know anyone who has tried to keep up with my YouTube might have been a little disappointed, or might have been a little confused, because there hasn't been a whole lot of content. I go through a lot in my life, and have gone through a lot in my life, as everyone else usually does. And so with the different ebbs and flows in life, that also kind of drains the creative banks energy wise, as wanting to post as well. And sometimes I just be feeling like, what, my life is kind of boring. It's a lot going on, but it's not like, it doesn't seem like it's all that exciting or all that interesting. So I'll kind of just talk myself out of posting in the first place, because some of it is just, I just be feeling like it's just not going to do anything for YouTube or wherever I'm posting. But maybe I just have to get out of that and just do it anyway, for the sake of at least keeping the people that are interested, abreast of what I've got going on, or at least just, letting them know, hey, I'm just checking in. This is what's going on, and blah, 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 blah. So we'll see. But that is kind of, that's the thing. That's it. That's kind of what I'm dealing with as far as posting goes. So like I said, I post like an introvert because I'm an introvert. There's not a whole lot that goes on in my life that I necessarily care to share. The personal stuff, like the very private personal stuff, I try not to share for the most part, because I don't think that's necessarily the place for it. Anything that's creative though, I probably need to post it more, and I'm probably shorting myself and anyone who's still interested on that content. So I will take that one. I will apologize for that in advance, and just try to be better and do better about that. But yeah, like I said, I post like an introvert because I'm an introvert. So a lot of those experiences, I'd just be feeling in my head like it would be better if you were here to see it yourselves. And the only way for me to really fulfill that for anyone watching this is to actually record some of these things and post it. So I know it's hand in hand. If you want to kind of understand how I work and who I am as far as being an introvert a little bit better, I would like to suggest reading a book. I read it a few years back and it made a whole lot of sense. It's a book called Networking for People Who Hate Networking. It's got a little bit of a longer title than that, but that's the main portion of the title. And it's got like penguins on the cover. But it's a great book. For me, I'm going to try to buy a copy of that here soon enough. And it explains a lot about introverts going into public spaces, and the differences between introverts, extroverts, and centroverts, if you didn't know that was a thing, and how all those apply, and how you can still get things done in business and in networking while still being, something other than an extrovert, and having that type of energy. Anyway, good stuff. Hope you have a good day. Hope things are going well for you. And I hope you're getting the proper support necessary for whatever it is you're doing and whatever it is you're going through. Take care, and see you on the next one.